Hello, Pod Squatters. We are on to John 3:22 through 36 this morning. So we're going to just start by reading that. John 23:22. After this, Jesus and his disciples went out to the Judean countryside, where they spent time with them and baptized. Now, John also was baptizing in Aenon near Salem because there was plenty of water and people were coming to be baptized. This was before John was put in prison. An argument developed between some of John's disciples and a certain Jew over the matter of ceremonial washing. They came to John and said to him, Rabbi, that man was with you on the other side of the Jordan, the one who you testified about. Look, he is baptizing and everyone is going to him. To this, John replied, a person can receive only what is given to them from heaven. You yourselves can testify that I said, I am not the Messiah, but I am sent ahead of him. The bride belongs to the bridegroom. The friend who attends the bridegroom waits and listens for him and is full of joy when he hears the bridegroom's voice. That joy is mine and is now become complete. He must become greater, I must become less. The one who comes above is above all. The one who is from the earth belongs to the earth and speaks as one from the earth. The one who comes from heaven is above all. He testifies to what he has seen and heard, but no one accepts his testimony. Whoever has accepted it has certified that God is truthful. For the one whom God sent speaks the words of God, for God gives them the Spirit without limit. The Father loves the Son and has placed everything into his hands. Whoever believes in the Son has eternal life, but whoever rejects the Son will not see life, for God's wrath will remain on them. May God add his blessing to the reading and hearing of his word. What's going on here? We've hooked back up with John the Baptist. Now we know in just a few short chapters what happens to poor John. What's John up to? He's just gone back to business as usual. He's going to be baptizing people and taking care of business, speaking to who Jesus is, reassuring folks that he is not actually the Messiah, but the Messiah is here and is coming, and that we need to yield to him. Why did John feel like he needed to testify about Jesus again? Well, he's put in that position. So, like I said, there was an argument that had arisen between a certain Jew and some of his followers. Well, he said, blah, 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 blah. The man that you were with, the man that you testified and baptized, now he's baptizing people. And John's like, well, let him go about his business. Let him do his own thing. And then Re says, I am not the Messiah. It's him. Look. Have we overcomplicated things? For sure we have. For sure we have. Verse of the day today is going to be John 3:36. Whoever believes in the Son has eternal life, but whoever rejects the Son will not see life, for God's wrath remains on them. That's pretty simple. Like, pretty dang simple, if you ask me. And that's, we've just made things too hard. What is going on? So this is John's third testimony of who Jesus is in his many chapters. Why do you think that has already taken so much convincing? I think John sees the handwriting on the wall that his life will be coming to an end, um, very violently. Um, we know that he is beheaded for Herod's daughter as a birthday present, and so on. And so I'm actually going to pause the podcast recording to answer a question on the live stream. So I'm pausing. Why do I think about this passage so often? I think about this passage so often because it is the last time we see John the Baptist before he is imprisoned, and his testimony does not change at all. So he just is being faithful. He's being faithful to what he's called to do and just keeps doing it. And that is pretty impressive to me as as a person who sometimes wavers on wanting to do what's right when things are hard. Why do I think that we've made following Jesus so hard when it is actually simple? Because when things are too easy, humans get in the way and then start complicating things. So we have overcomplicated something that all you really have to do is love Jesus. Like when Jesus is challenged, and we'll get to this passage later on in the study of John, when Jesus is challenged by one of the young rulers, what's the greatest commandment? Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the second is like the first, love your neighbor as yourself. And then a few chapters after that, he says, a new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you. So Jesus is in active ministry for 3 years, basically. And in that amount of time, he realizes that humans are notoriously bad at loving themselves. And so he can't even say, love your neighbor as yourself. He has to say, a new command I give you, love as I have loved, because we have made it so difficult. We have made it, we aren't good at loving ourselves. We're not good at loving each other. But Jesus loved us perfectly. And all we have to do is love him and love others. Like, it is not complicated at all. But we've made it so hard by saying, like, you have to do X, Y, Z. You have to be immersion baptized. You have to speak in tongues. You have to be, you have to be a tither. You have to be this. You have to be that. You have to follow this rule. You can't dance. You can't drink, smoke, or chew, or go with girls who do. I mean, that was the old saying in both the Methodist and the Wesleyan circles. I don't drink, smoke, or chew, or go with girls who do. Like, we've just made so many extra rules that are so unnecessary when really just love God and love one another is all it really takes. So, what is next? Lectio Divina, John 3:22 through 36. Next time, we're going to be looking at John 4 1 through 38. It's a longer passage, so it will be a longer Bible study. So there we go. In